What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out some awesome Evolution Cup battles submitted to the channel by Uncle Instinct 91 with a double dragon team. It's going to be Hakamo-o, Chargebug, and Dragonair. This should be really interesting. Hakamo-o has an opportunity to do very well in this meta because of that Brick Break coverage to Vigoroth, as well as Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw just doing a lot of neutral or super effective damage. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, getting into the first battle here. This is a straight set submission, I believe, as well. We have Hakamo-o versus Vigoroth. Alright, this is exactly what we want to see. What is it capable of here in this matchup? Dragon Tail, good amount of damage, and obviously the body slams are something you're going to have to look out for. Now, it's not a charge move you have to shield right away because of how much health you do have remaining, but it still does a good amount of damage, and now they have the capability here. We do see a swap into Chargebug trying to catch the Brick Break right there. Good catch by the opponent, but unfortunately it is going to be the Dragon Claws that'll do quite a bit of neutral damage, as they're going to go ahead and load back up, maybe swap out. No, they're just going to go for another Dragon Claw here. This is what's cool about the versatility of Hakamo-o in this meta, is just the raw neutral damage it can do. They swap out into their own Chargebug now, and they should be able to get a pretty healthy farm down considering the X, unless they have Crunch. The X Scissor and Discharge aren't going to be doing that much damage. So let's see, X Scissor number 1. Yeah, actually, you know what? A decent amount. I think they'd still get the farm down, though. They might have to give up one shield. Yeah, they're going to give up one shield. This is the advantageous thing, or the move to be doing, because we know the Vigoroth doesn't have that much energy, and they should be able to fast move down just in time. And now this Chargebug is loaded. It's charged to the max, as we will likely see. Well, actually, you might see Pokemon number 3 come in. Let's find out. Maybe it's going to be a Golbat. No, it's going to be a Dragonair. So X Scissor here is going to do a lot of neutral damage. They're going to be able to throw multiple X Scissors as well. They do get one shield, and now this is where things get a bit crazy because Chargebug just has way too much energy. And there's also Double Dragon in the back here for Uncle Instinct for them to be able to swap out once they land one and maybe try to get that fast move pressure down. They do get there in time. Beautiful. This is exactly what you want. Massive neutral damage here with a little X Scissor. It's quite a bit as they swap out into the mirror, and they're going to be able to Dragon Breath down just before the opponent gets the charge move. I think this, oh, that's going to be a Shadow Dragonair on that side. My bad. I'll go ahead and change that. The Dragonair is going to go ahead and shield, and then we know against the Vigoroth they can easily go for Body Slam and take this game, so that is going to be a good battle. We'll go ahead and live action. There we go. Added the Shadow into it, and yeah, that's going to be a good game, very well played. Hakamo-o obviously did great early on with the Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw pressure. Chargebug, mid-game, lots of energy, incredibly tough to deal with, and you really don't have enough shields if it gets that much energy, and Hakamo-o is going to go ahead and fast move down, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright. We're going to begin in the next one. I believe this is straight submission as well. Sometimes submissions are a highlight. Oh, we get to see some of the other teams. They're a highlight of a team, so a showcase of across multiple sets, showing the best wins and the best losses, or the closest losses, you know, that kind of stuff. This is just a straight set submission, so let's see what's cooking here in game 2. Hakamo-o versus Shadow Golbat. Okay, this is something I want to see. Very weak to wing attack because of that added fighting typing, but Dragon Tail does not care. Look at that damage. And this is unfortunately a position where Poison Fang is going to be deadly. It's going to do quite a bit of chip damage here, and then it's going to apply that debuff as well, which is always very dangerous. They're going to go ahead and overload and go for a Dragon Claw, and then we might see a swap out at some point unless they're totally fine with letting Hakamo-o go down and the Golbat getting the farm down. So let's see, no swap out. They don't make it to the next charge move in time, so they're going to have to come in with Chargebug now and load up on energy. They got to be careful about a potential Shadow Ball. I think there's enough health remaining where Shadow Golbat could get enough. No, they're throwing right away. I don't think that was enough for Shadow Ball. Could be completely wrong. They shield. It was just a Poison Fang. Okay. They shield regardless. They will be able to get a very nice farm down, a good amount of energy, but unfortunately the Golbat gets to another one in time. So actually maybe they did have enough for Shadow Ball there after farming down the Hakamo-o. As Poison Fang, as you can see, tons of damage. We will see a swap out into the Dragonair Mirror, which is obviously a very dangerous bet to be having, as both Pokemon are going to be shredding each other, and it's just going to be a race to whoever gets to the first charge move. And this is where I think Charge Bug might lose this game. Even though it has a good amount of energy, we do see a Vigoroth swap in. It doesn't have the fast move damage in order to take down the Shadow Dragonair quick enough. I think Shadow Dragonair is going to be able to put in a lot of work, regardless of the fact that Vigoroth here just needs 10 counters or double body slam in order to win this game. So let's see if I'm completely wrong, but I think we see the writing on the wall here, unfortunately, for Charge Bug, as the opponent does decide to shield. And this Charge Bug needs to get... Oh, they did get the fast move through. That is a huge fast move sneak. Did not see that coming, as they should be able to get the X-Scissor off. But now, yeah, they have to throw it right away. Now it's going to be a race between Dragon Breath and Volt Switch. And I think Shadow Dragonair has this one, considering the health remaining. Let's find out. Yeah, they surrender. Yeah, it's over. The Shadow Dragonair, way too strong with fast move pressure, right? Good battle. Kind of a tough one, though. I think ultimately that came down to that mid-game shield that we saw. Oh yeah, we're getting into the next battle. That mid-game shield that we saw, right? We saw them shield the potential Shadow Ball against Shadow Golbat, and then ultimately it was a double Poison Fang, which is obviously very deadly and tough to deal with because it just does so much damage. So we're going to see the next battle here shortly. Alright. Moving into the next one, we have... Let's see... We got Hakamo-o versus Dusclops. Okay, so this is a unique situation where Dusclops having that ghost typing is great against fighters, but when a fighter is utilizing its strongest moveset of Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw, it's not necessarily the best matchup. But thankfully for Dusclops, they do have access to Ice Punch. I personally have been running it in this meta, and it's incredibly strong. The Ice Punch here going to do quite a bit of super effective damage. But thankfully, Dusclops is more on the tanky side in terms of its stats, and it's not an offensive monster, even though Poltergeist has something to say about that. But I think that's just a credit to the move itself. But Dusclops can be very spammy. That's why it's very strong in this meta, is its bulk and its coverage and its ability to get to charge moves quickly with that fast move of Hex. So now we're going to see another Dragon Claw come through, and this is where the opponent might give up a shield. Because if this lands, they're going to be able to get the fast move down. Yeah, they should be able to get the fast move down. We see a counter swap into Charge Bug and Vigoroth at basically the same time, so both players not wanting to stay in that lead matchup. But Charge Bug has a slight advantage in this matchup if they go for Body Slam. No, they went for the Rock Slide. That's a lot of super effective damage. They have a slight advantage because of the fast move. Counter is going to be resisted because of that bug typing, while Volt Switch is just doing great neutral damage. And Discharge here might just get a shield. It doesn't. So now they're in a great position to go for an X-Scissor, but it's unfortunately going to come at a charge attack priority, where Vigoroth has the higher attack stat. Maybe it's a turn behind based on the... Yeah, they're going to let it go. Might have been one turn behind right there based on the duration of Volt Switch. So that might have been the case. We're going to see the Dragonair come in and fast move down with Dragon Breath. This is a great opportunity for them to potentially win this game, as we will see a Primeape in the back. Now, this is what's tough, is there's still a Dusclops in the back. Dusclops not a threat, though. Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail will take it down in time. Where the threat lies is the catch on a charge move, because that's ultimately what they need to do. They swap into Hakamo-o in order to try to force a shield here from Primeape, but the opponent decides to swap into Dusclops, and they get fast moved down. And now Primeape is going to go down to Dragon Breath or Dragon Tail. Pick your mythical creature, as Night Slash not going to be, or is going to be shielded. They go down at the same time. Had the Primeape gotten that fast move down, they could have Ice Punched the Dragonair. Good game. Alright. Moving to the next one. Now, that was a good lesson to learn right there. Remember how I said that Dusclops has the opportunity if it catches the charge move, but unfortunately it wasn't able to because Uncle Instinct knew here. He had that those instincts to recognize that his way to win was fast move pressure. Dragon Tail and Dragon Breath. That's the only way you go about it in the end game. as a Hakamo-o versus Vigoroth, especially when your opponent has 2 shields. You're not getting through those, so you might as well just do fast moves. Otherwise, you lose out on a turn when it comes to, you lose out on a fast move, basically, if you go for the charge moves, right? Now, we have another Vigoroth face-off here. We know Body Slam doesn't do that much damage. It can't one-shot from this range. But Brick Break, I'm curious. No, they go for Dragon Claw anyways. Brick Break is just a bad move in general, but it does have the coverage as well. Maybe they're predicting the opponent trying to swap in and catch the charge move. A lot of players might opt for that, as the next charge move is going to go ahead and come through. They will shield, and this is where Hakamo-o might be able to throw another Dragon Claw and win this lead. Let's find out. Here it comes. Let's see if it does enough damage. If it lands, I think they also can fast move down if it doesn't KO. Let's see. Ooh, this is going to be close. Counter versus Dragon Tail. Oh, no, the Vigoroth does get the Body Slam in time. But, yeah, they're going to let this go. You want shields. In this meta, shields and energy is the way that you win, especially with a charge bug. So you're going to be able to fast move down right there. And then we get to see the next 2 Pokemon. Wouldn't be surprised if there is a oh, they come in with a Charge-Bug Mirror. So this is a good opportunity to start thinking about, why did they do this? Why would your opponent come in to a mirror match behind on energy and even on shields? And the only answer I can think of is if they're extremely weak in the back. If their Pokemon number 2 has a worse matchup against a Charge-Bug than the mirror behind on energy, right? So we start to think of stuff like Golbat. Maybe we start to think of stuff like Togekiss. Or not Togekiss, Togetic? Yeah, Togetic. Flying, right? Something weak to the fast move here from Charge-Bug. We see a swap out now into Dragonair to get the fast move down. Do we see the Golbat? No, I'm wrong. It's the Primate. But I was right. I was right. It's weak. It can't do that well with counter. So this makes sense why they came into the mirror, because the bug typing is going to be resisting counter here from Primate. I was expecting a flyer, considering the formation of this team so far, which was a Vigoroth lead, only weak to fighting, a Charge-Bug, which does well against fighters because of the resistance. So I was expecting like a Golbat or a Togetic. Primate makes sense too, but it also goes to show that that was the reason, and obviously Dragonair can do very well in this matchup with Dragon Breath and Body Slam, especially ahead on energy, so that is going to be a good game. Alright, we're going to be moving into the next one here. But yeah, that's just a good opportunity to team read, like live practice team reading. I haven't seen these battles beforehand. This is just what I apply when I do my own games. As you guys notice, you see 2 Pokemon and you start to think about what it could be. Pokemon number 3. So we were on the right path there, thinking it's a worse matchup to Charge-Bug, but we got the wrong category. We were thinking Flyer, instead it was Fighter. But same, still good matchup. Alright, we've got another Vigoroth here on the lead. I really want to see a Brick Break land. I know I could sim it on PvPoke and see the damage, but I'd rather see it live, right? But I think what Uncle Instinct is opting to do and why they're not going for Brick Break, you could be very curious about that. Excuse me, and maybe you've been hanging around this long going, why is he not throwing? It's because if the opponent tries to make a swap and catch a charge move, maybe on something like Golbat, maybe on Charge-Bug like we've seen before, the Dragon Claw is going to do more damage in that matchup, as the opponent now swaps into a Shadow Dragonair, so they swap into their own ahead, behind on energy, but ahead on health, and yeah, they're going to go ahead and shield. So looping back, the safer play is to throw Dragon Claw. It's the same energy as Brick Break, it's same type attack bonus still, and it prevents your opponent from catching a charge move because you're going to do that neutral damage anyways, unless it's going to be a Togetic that comes in, which is going to resist both Dragon and Fighting. That way you're not going to be happy. But Aqua Tail here, going to be getting the first shield of this game. Vigoroth going to try to fast move down, but no, it's going to throw, and this is perfect. Charge-Bug now could come in and farm down, and then we get to see what's in the back. Wouldn't be surprised if it's Golbat. The Mighty 3 of Vigoroth, Golbat, and Dragonair is a very popular formation, but let's find out. Hakamo-o is not going to get a lot, so the best option here is Charge-Bug, fast move down. They don't get it in time. That is so unfortunate. 1 HP in a dream. Hopefully this isn't Rock Slide. Hopefully it's just a Body Slam. Yeah, it is just going to be Body Slam, so Charge Bug able to hang on, and it's going to be a Golbat in the back. Very popular combination here, and what you want to do in these situations when you're ahead on energy and your opponent only has one shield, go for the checkmate move. That is double discharge. There is no reason to be throwing an X Scissor trying to shield bait in the one shield scenario against your opponent when you're ahead on energy. The only way you try to go for a bait is if that's your only win con, if you can't make it to 2 discharges in time. In this case, Uncle Instinct can, so you throw the double discharge, and that is going to be booming right here. Boom! KO's the Golbat. Good game. Was that the final one? That was the final one. So one full set right there. Pretty strong team. A unique combination of a double dragon. I wasn't necessarily going to think double dragon was going to be strong in this meta overall, maybe in an ABB formation, but this is clearly the ABA formation, and Hakamo-o did very well today against Vigoroth. It did well against Charge Bug. Just a lot of great neutral damage. Did well against that Dusclops as well with the Ice Punch. So thank you for Uncle Instinct for sharing these battles with us. Congrats on 2600 right there. Wishing you all the best as you climb towards Expert. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.